Good morning, everybody. Check. Awesome. We got audio. We're here. Market just opened 9:30. Let's get going. Where are you guys going?
I don't know, sports clips?
Dang, good luck. All right, here we're on the charts. I accidentally shared YouTube. So let's get into it. We're gonna put our buy here. And yeah, I think that's gonna be our trading plan for now. I went ahead and I looked at it already. Doesn't look like we've got much in our way from last week. Zoom out a bit more. Oh yeah. So we're gonna
Stop filled.
We're gonna see what happens in the trade. We're already down a bit. That's okay. We're playing the game. 66. We're gonna have our stop there.
Stop filled.
Bit
Stop
eager.
filled.
That's what we do. We lose some money quick. Awesome. Yeah, whatever. So we're in the. Let me go ahead. Let's talk about we're in the live account now. So we're basically already down $2,000. I went ahead and I traded once last week. I went ahead and I traded once last week, and we lost $1,000 as well. But that I was trying to do the live stream and it just wasn't working that day. And last week was also the hurricane day. Or last week there was a hurricane in Florida, so the Wi-Fi and the electricity was out, so it was just very sketch. So I tried not to trade last week. But it was either Monday or Tuesday that I had traded first on the live account and we lost $1,000. And then now obviously we lost another $1,000. But that's okay. That's part of trading. As you can see here, the idea wasn't bad. I just got in too early. 266. That would have went 10 points already in our favor, which would have covered that loss. But that's okay. We're not trying to rush into anything. We'll see if we can get into something, but so you can go ahead and see that the trade wasn't bad. I mean, obviously my trade was bad. My stop loss was too close, right? But the idea was there, and we went ahead and we moved up 20 points, which is really all we're looking for is that 20-point move. So that 10-point stop, it was just a very volatile candle for that minute. The market just opened, so it's understandable. But the trade idea was there, so it wasn't a bad trade. It was just, it was a bad trade because it was the wrong timing, right? But right there, we would have made our grand at this point here, and then now we're shooting for, this is now just about $3,000 is where it hit at the top. So we just went ahead and we executed a little too early, and we also didn't get back in at that next point when we should have, right? It is very hot for some reason in my house, so I went ahead and took that jacket off. But yeah, the trading idea wasn't bad. It was definitely there. I'm just gonna reiterate myself. Basically, we just entered, on a very volatile candle, and that candle came all the way back and hit our stop loss. Our stop loss was a little close, at 10 points, but hey, and then we should have re-entered that trade, or we should have had our stop loss at a different level to where we had some room to play. Like a good structure point would have been here, or maybe even having it down here at this candle wick. That would have been good too. Or even just re-entering when we had that break to go up higher. So yeah, it looked like boom. So from this break here, 66 to, so that's about 43 points to that peak right now. 5 contracts times 20 per point. So we're looking at $100 per point times 43. So 4,300 on this trade from here, from this break to this peak, right? So our lessons learned in that quick minute. And now this analysis is basically that trade management, right? Managing that stop loss a bit better and possibly getting on a re-entry since we got wicked out for our trading plan. It was a good trade. I mean, obviously this is hindsight, and the whole point of having the stop loss is to be careful, right? To go ahead and cover yourself in case it does swing the other way. So maybe just placing that a little lower, giving us a little more wiggle room, especially since that market just opened. Yeah, we're putting on a little more risk. But when you have, the whole point of having those trading ideas and having a trading plan is to go ahead and catch those probabilities, right? So here you could go ahead and see that our risk, even if I did have my stop loss here, which would have been closer to 1,500 or almost $2,000, we would have captured still 4,300 without having a P&L without having a loss on our P&L, right? So we would have been completely up 4,300. Or if I would have taken the trade again, then we would have covered ourselves with that 4,300 or whatever number we went ahead and got, and we could have covered yesterday's loss, or not yesterday's, but the prior day that I had lost a bit, and then we also would have covered today's loss as well. So not necessarily freaking out. I mean, obviously it's not awesome to hop on the chart and then lose $1,000 immediately, but you know, it is awesome when you come in and you hop on the chart and you make 4.3 immediately. So we were just a little too early, and that's okay. And that is okay. Too early or stop loss was too close, right? And if we were too early, then we should have went ahead and we should have taken that re-entry, because that was our trading plan. That was our trading. And it's not necessarily that I went null and void. It would have went null and void if it came all the way back down here. And then if it did come back up, I just would have said, well, the market is being extremely volatile today. And it's not being decisive, right? It's not necessarily choosing the direction that it wants to go. But in these two candles, it was just the market open, and it's going to go ahead and it's going to try and figure out where our buyers and sellers are, and it needs to get its orders in so that I can go ahead and the market facilitates, where the larger orders are at. And that's exactly what this is. Probably stay on for like 10 more minutes, but that's most likely it for today. Depending on what market does, I don't want to go ahead and bite off more than I can chew. It looks like to me there's some resistance on the downside here, so I don't think we're going to be moving lower while I'm sitting on the chart, at least. Definitely not the greatest, but that's okay. We make do. We've been negative way more before than just $2,000. I've been negative way more than just $2,000. So, wake up kind of sets you off a little bit, but compared to what we've experienced, $2,000 is light work. You could say, oh, there's a trading idea to buy it here, right? Had I bought it at this high, then the same thing was going to occur, where we got wicked in, and then it's going to pull back. And then depending on where our stop loss is, we might have gotten hit. Boom. And this candle might do the same thing. So depending on where my stop loss was at, this is about 10 points right here. A little more than 10 points. We'll see if it comes and wicks it back, but that would have been the entry. Yeah, not bad. So it looks like 10 points right there. See what it does.
What's up, bud?
Down $1,000
I'm up 600.
from that.
Yep.
That
That single candle.
the red one.
No, the green one.
Oh,
What?
where did you buy it? Here.
I bought it when it broke 20600. Right there.
So it doesn't look bad. Dang, maybe I should have taken that one.
Maybe I should have stayed in that one. But hey,
This was mine.
don't get mad about 600.
Literally broke, bro, and then
Where's your stop loss at?
it wicked out. That was 10.
Why are you doing tenors?
It was just me putting it because it went ahead and it wicked me in, and I hadn't put it yet, so I just put it right there. I should have went at least 15.
Well, if you would have went with the 18, you would have been chilling.
Yeah, that's literally right here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, 18 was where I was just talking about that I should have put it. All right, we'll do the 18 from now. But the thing is that freaking that risk is heavy, bro.
I'm doing 5 contracts.
All right, so it looks like this went 30 points up, so that would have been a good trade. Are we trading our P&L right now? Probably. What that means is that I'm going ahead and I'm thinking from a standpoint that I'm negative instead of going ahead and trading my trading plan how I should be. Because obviously that move is good, right? And this trade follows our plan as well. And you can't be scared of losing that money and putting that money up to risk. Because then what are you doing, right? The whole point of trading is catching probabilities. So if your trading plan presents itself, if your strategy presents itself, then it is your job as a trader to get into it, right? Obviously within some degree, right? Because if you don't have any money, or this is just speaking normally. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm giving psychological advice. But yeah, if your strategy presents itself, then why aren't you getting in that trade, right? Obviously, you're scared of something, or you're thinking about something else, or you're not focused, or you're going ahead and you're having anxiety, so on and so forth. You don't want to put that risk up, whatever it may be. Once you go ahead and you figure out what that specific thing is, then you can go ahead and find the solution for that, right? So mine is I'm going ahead and I'm thinking that this is going to be a loser, and then I'm going to lose more money, and then I shouldn't take the trade because I'm going to lose more money. Where realistically it was an opportunity to make more money and to go ahead and get out of drawdown. So that's why I'm saying, I was trading my P&L because I'm thinking about how I'm already negative, and I don't want to get in something and get more negative, right? I don't want to try and lose more money. But realistically, this trade would have taken me out of drawdown, and it still followed my strategy, so I should have taken it rather than having fear of losing money, right? But that's okay. Not really. That ticks me off too. So we went ahead and we lost money. We didn't, because, all right. So we're going to analyze everything right now. When we went ahead, we got in too early. You can put that in quotation marks. We should have had our stop loss at 18 points, which would have been this low instead of my 10, which could have given us more room. And then we should have gotten in that re-entry. All the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Should have gotten in that re-entry, even if we had gotten wicked out, right? So this is either a re-entry or could double up on the trade, possibly. And then should have gotten in this trade because it went ahead and followed our rules. So gotten in this trade. Or, again, re-entry because we had a red candle and we could have gotten in. And I'm pretty sure this candle went lower as well, like down here too. So we could have gotten in this trade as well a couple times, but we had it. And then same thing, stop loss 18. So what we're going to try and implement, I'm not going to be able to trade tomorrow because I go into work at 8. So I'm not going to be able to trade tomorrow, but Wednesday I have off, Thursday I have off. So what I'm going to go ahead and implement is obviously these new lessons, right? So we're going to do that 18 stop loss. We're going to keep our contract size because I don't think it feels, it really, it's not terrible, right? When I was in the challenge, we were trading 12 contracts. So realistically, 5 contracts is way lower than what I'm used to. But again, I'm going ahead and I'm thinking from a standpoint of the challenge and not my trading strategy and my plan, right? And so I'm going ahead and I'm definitely not trading 12 contracts because that if I lose a trade or I lose 2 trades, then that's game. Like we lose the PA account. I think 5 contracts is a happy medium. It might be a little much. We're gonna see. So I'm gonna try 5, and then obviously depending on how the trading goes, and if I'm able to stay above water, then we'll stick with 5. If anything, I pull it back a little bit and we trade 2 or 3, right? Which is fine. I'm fine with doing that. But I think 5 is a happy medium. And this just goes to show you too that those trades were good. I mean, had we done the numbers were great already. So that's 4,300. This one is right now it's up 50 points. So we'll go from 50. That's gonna be $5,000 basically. Because we got easy math because we got 5 contracts, 5 times $20 per point per contract. So that's $100, and then we move 50 points, so that's $5,000. So right there, just for today, those 2 trades that follow my strategy, follow breaking of the high, right? With room to go up and a few other things, right? That goes ahead, and we're looking at 9.3 just for today, which is phenomenal. Even any number under that, right? But we went ahead and we were trading with our P&L mind, and so we weren't locked in. We weren't fully focused. So that's definitely on me. But yeah, realistically, that's about it. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. We went ahead and we watched the charts. These were good trades. It was just obviously the mindset wasn't there. I was thinking with the wrong head. I was thinking, oh, I don't want to lose money. Oh, we already lost money. I'm gonna lose more money if I take a trade, right? And stuff like that. You can't operate. You can't trade out of fear. You can't operate effectively while you're scared, right? And that's really what that boils down to. I should have been in those trades. I could have went ahead and I could have managed those trades better. But hey, you trade and you learn, and being here and experiencing it, we learned a new lesson, and we're still kind of configuring our strategy a bit, and getting used to being in a PA account and trading with this platform that I'm with this company that I'm trading with. So, it's just a lot of adaptation at the same time, and trying to figure out, hey, what's going to work? What do I have to do? What do I need to change to go ahead and operate? And especially with these markets too, markets are ever changing. The market flow is changing and everything like that. So I'm just going ahead and making sure that, okay, well, this is what's going on in the market. This is kind of how it's operating. This is how it's flowing. Like, just adapting to that by itself is another thing to point out, right? Like, you're not only adapting to different conformities, different restrictions, different rules that you may have. What's up, blood?
Peace out, bro.
Catch you. But you're going ahead and you're having to adapt to the actual market changes. You're having to adapt to actual financial changes, to political news, to business corruption, and anything that's occurring really in the real world that's affecting the financial markets and how they are moving, right? So just adapting to that, and then adapting to the kind of restrictions, the rules that they may have, the amount of money that's in your bank account, the amount of time that you have during the day to actually trade, the amount of what market you can go ahead and trade, and stuff like that, right? So I mean, just looking at those things, like, there's so much getting used to and having to try and adapt and stuff like that, that it becomes a little difficult, right? But if you go ahead and you sit and you put that time in, and you sit there and you think about it, you analyze, then you can go ahead and you can figure it out. I mean, it might take some time. You're gonna have to get used to it, and sometimes going ahead and actually experiencing these things will be able to teach you those lessons, right? So going ahead and experiencing, that maybe I should have gotten in on the re-entry, or I could have had my stop loss lower, right? Like, maybe I need to find a definitive number that gives me enough room, definitive number for my stop loss that gives me enough room for the move to actually take place, for me to have a chance and not getting hit, but still feel comfortable with that stop loss, and for the move to actually take place, right? Maybe I should have gotten in on the re-entry. I should have taken, this is all woulda, shoulda, coulda again, but I could have went ahead and taken this trade that I had seen here, which would have been a break and would have followed strategy, but I was going ahead and thinking about, right, how I was negative. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking about how I was negative, and I should be thinking about trying to find a good trade, right? Trying to get in a trade. And that goes to show too, is we're not necessarily, I mean, obviously everybody's trading for money, but you're not necessarily trading only for the money, right? Because you can't perform if you're only focused on the money aspect of it. You need to be focused on taking a good trade, taking the perfect strategic trade, right? That's what it is. So me taking this and I'm perfecting, okay, maybe I need to put my stop loss lower, because it would have been a good trade had I put my stop loss lower. Okay, maybe I should have gotten in on the re-entry, because it was still a good idea. I just got wicked because my stop loss was too close and that candle was a little volatile, right? Okay, I should have gotten in on this one because it's going ahead and it's following my strategy, and it looks like it was holding well and it was going to push higher as well, right? But I was going ahead and I was thinking improperly, so I wasn't. I was thinking negatively, so I was going ahead and I wasn't using my right headspace to go ahead and make decisions. I was thinking about losing money instead of taking a good trade, and just going ahead and implementing these little tweaks, and day by day, every time that you learn, you're going to be able to, this is like what they say, it's like step by step. Think of it as like a domino effect, right? So I learned this one thing, boom. Okay, I learned this the next day, boom. I learned this the next day, boom. I learned this the next day, boom. So it's like every day you're going to learn something new, and you just need to implement it so that it'll hit the next domino, so that you learn something new again. And then all of a sudden, all the dominoes, you're getting this flow, right? All the dominoes are going off. It starts to like it feels good. It feels like everything's in order, and you get in this rhythm, is basically what I'm saying. So you can see even here too. You could argue this one. Boom, it broke up. It's already up 20 points. So now we're looking at 3 trading opportunities for my strategy that would have made money. Or even if I had just stayed in this one, right? And you're just riding it up. Now that's up 30. That's a 30 points right there. So, I mean, I feel good because I can see that my strategy is playing out, right? Obviously, I didn't take this one because I'm going ahead and talking, and I said I was going to get off the chart anyway. But I can see that my strategy is playing out, right? And I'm explaining and I'm learning, okay, well, this is how I need to perform when I get on the charts next time. When I'm looking to take another trade, when I'm looking to take that perfect strategic trade, then I need to go ahead and operate within this headspace. I need to go ahead and I need to manage the trade like this. I need to go ahead, I need to put my stop loss here because it may work better, right? Maybe I need to bring my contract sizing down so that I feel better about how much risk I'm putting up, right? Because now my stop loss is changing. Maybe I need to go ahead and I need to let the trade run longer so that I could get a little more out of it because it looks like they're running longer, right? Certain things like that. Like that's what I'm saying. It's just implementing these little tweaks every single time. Then eventually you're gonna get this flow. You're gonna get this solid mindset, and that goes back to making the adaptations with a changing market and changing events, right? So you're not only making tweaks on your headspace, um, mathematically, right, or strategically, or psychologically, but you're also having to go ahead and adapt, um, based on real world events and what the market is doing, right? Because like right now, if you're just basing the market off of this morning, you're looking at a bullish market, and it looks like we're running up high, right? Like already this morning, we've run, what is that? Yeah, that's almost 140 points we've run this morning. So it looks like, oh, it's all bullish, right? But guess what? Last week it was really choppy, right? Super choppy. And then over here, if I can go back far enough, it was kind of bearish, right? Like it went down a lot. So just going ahead and being able to adapt to, the fluctuations in the market is going to be a big thing as well. Not even just the daily ones, because obviously it's going to go ahead and change day to day. But I'm saying more long term, right? Based on like recessions or companies going out of business or politics coming in to the scene, right? There's a bunch of different things that can go ahead and adapt market flow, and I think that's something that also you need to go ahead and consider is like, okay, well, I'm making these tweaks for my trading plan and what I'm doing, but how are these other things affecting that as well? Because they will, because you're going to have to, like me going ahead and having a bigger stop loss, is going ahead and considering market flow, right? Considering how the market moves, and giving myself enough room to possibly see profit in a trade, right? Giving myself enough room for that trade to possibly have a good move, right? Um, but just to step it back, it's good to see that these trades are here, right? When we got 3 trades that are just perfect examples of my strategy. And and like I said, does it suck to me? And like, do I feel like, wow, I could have went ahead and I could have been in those? Obviously, yes. But I'm here and I'm learning, right? I went ahead and I lost money, but I'm learning. And I think that's definitely more important because the next time that I'm in the market, I'll be able to implement these things rather than me going ahead and being on a trader's high because I went ahead and I banked almost 140 points, right, in the market. Um, I mean, hey, that's a great feeling as well, and that is definitely one that I need to figure out how to. I need to work on humbling when I do make money like that, or when I do take perfect trades like that and make money like that. Um, but I mean, obviously, it does feel good, right? But I think the learning aspect of it and being able to actually sit here and see, like, okay, here's my trade, and it showed me a couple times. Yeah, I got a couple opportunities to go ahead and enter. But that's okay. We're going ahead and we're learning and we're making sure that when we come on the charts next time that we're implementing it correctly, and that when I'm here and I'm trading, right, and I take the trade. Oh, this happened. All right, well, let me get back in because, we're going ahead and it looks fine. Like we're not too choppy. The market just opened. We don't really know what's going on. Da, da, da. Oh, look, here's my trade again. Let's get in because we're going ahead and we're taking trades and it's to my strategy. Boom, get in. Okay. Oh, look, here it is again. Let's go ahead and go for it. All right, boom, get in. Okay, boom. And then, yeah, I mean, that's about it. I have my cutoff point for trading is usually like 10:30. So I wouldn't necessarily be in the market any longer than from 9 to 10:30. But yeah, so just to go ahead and see that, and now being able to learn from today's price action and my actions, and obviously my management and so on and so forth. To go ahead and learn from this, and then be able to implement it within my next trading session. That's imperative. That's key. That's how you go ahead and you learn, and you figure out, okay, well, these are the tweaks I need to make, and this is what I need to do to be able to perform in the market, right? And to be able to make money. But you need to be more worried about the performance of it and not the money of it, right? The money's great. The money is why people trade. That is the whole point. I would not. I don't think anybody got into trading because they thought it was going to be fun. I mean, maybe some people, and then I think those people quickly learned it was not fun unless they I don't know, unless they got some sort of luck streak going on, right? But I think that ends very quickly. That trading to me is fun, but we went ahead and we got through all the rocky road and the bumpiness of it. I mean, we're still, necessarily we're still not profiting anything in the bank account off of trading, but we're getting there. We're getting closer, and I can definitely see that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's about it. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I know I said I was gonna do 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I think that was a great session, and going ahead and experiencing it, going ahead and watching videos, going ahead and actually being in the market, and not necessarily just sitting here and watching it, but participating in it, analyzing it, going ahead and like teetering in your mind and seeing that, all right, well, this is technically to my strategy. Am I going to go ahead and take it? I should take it. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't because of this and this, right? And having that battle and figuring it out and seeing it play out, whether it's in your favor, whether it's not in your favor, then you go ahead and analyze, okay, well, that ended up working out. Why? Okay, well, this ended up doing this. Why? All right, and then just going ahead and analyzing it like that. That'll do the most for your learning, and it'll go ahead and cut that curve definitely the quickest. So yeah, but that's about it for today. I got to go ahead and get ready for work now. But beautiful price action this morning. Obviously, the P&L isn't where we want it to be, but again, I can't look at it through that mindset. I can't look at it through that scope. I need to look at it from the perspective of going ahead and taking trades that follow my strategy, right? Trades that follow my strategy to the key, and that are going to go ahead and focus on only performance, not the money aspect of it, right? And that's why we went ahead and we weren't able to cover that and cover the losses from last week as well. But again, we're still in the account, and we're still good. We're still live. So we're going to make sure that when we come and we sit down, we'll stand up because I'm standing, but when we come and we trade the next time for our next trading session, that we're implementing the stuff that we learned. And that's all that matters. So, all right, I'll leave it at that, and I hope you guys have a good day. So, yeah.